Hey everybody, welcome back to our solo surveillance series connected to the main campaign of Oceania 2084 here at Streaming Rainbow. Just as a little bit of a notice at the top, this is literally 1984 the game, right? To give you a sense of the vibes here. It is inspired by that, Handmaid's Tale, the City in the City by China Melville, inspired also by Brave New World and any number of other fictions with regard to authoritarian dystopias, as well as a lot of real world stuff. The game itself has a lot of language in here to be extremely explicit about the fact that a lot of the authoritarian stuff that is present in this game is also present at this very moment in real life for a lot of people in a lot of different countries in a lot of different ways. So with that said, if that's not the mood you're in today, that's okay. If you think you're in that mood and some of what we're about to do gets to be too much, that's also okay. We've got lots of other stuff you can check out here on the channel. And my friend Alex here has really cool stuff elsewhere as well that he'll be able to talk about a little bit. So, you know, we understand. If you do stick with us, we'd love to hear from you. If you want to come hang out with us in the Discord, our producer Eli should put a link somewhere around here to be able to join the Discord. So please do follow us, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, right? With that being done, I'm going to pass it over to Alex so that Alex can introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hello, folks. I'm Alex Newman, out in the great wide world, pretty much everywhere. I am 7-Minute GM, and I produce short educational videos on making your table better. Today, I am playing David Rossi, who's a mid-level bureaucrat whose pronouns are he, him, like mine are, and who is just trying to negotiate the world of Oceania 2048 without falling into a black hole of governmental intrusion.
Aren't we all, right?
We all.
Actually, I won't be today, to be fair, because I am the governmental intrusion. I am Danny Mendoza, he, him, and I'm playing Big Brother. So in this game, there are resistance characters, which is the kind of a character that Alex is playing, and there is the Big Brother player, which is one player at the table. That is not the GM. This is not a GM'd game. And we are playing a slight variation on the game away from rules as written today, because rules as written, there should be no fewer than 2 resistance characters at the table with one Big Brother player. And the reason why is because there's character non-monogamy among the trusted characters, which is a type of NPC that are not supposed to be played by me as the Big Brother character. They're supposed to be played by resistance characters. So that's why you need at least 2 people. What we're doing here in a position of trust together is I am in good faith bifurcating 2 sides of my brain. One side dedicated to Big Brother stuff, the other to being a resistance player when I need to play a trusted character. So we've talked a bit about how we're handling that. That is how we're doing it. I let Ewan Erickson, the creator of this game, know that we're doing that in this situation as a part of a larger campaign where we're playing a bit more traditionally at a shared West Marches style table. So that is what we're going to be doing today. If you don't know the rules of the game, I highly recommend checking out the text for free. There should be a link somewhere to that as well, because the full unillustrated text is for free. The illustrations in this book are beautiful. If you want to get a physical copy or a digital one with the illustrations, I highly recommend that too. We're going to have educational videos up. I don't know by the time you're watching this how many of them might be up already with regard to how to play the game, including a very long multi-part interview with the creator of the game. So you're welcome to check any of that stuff out if you want to learn more about how to play the game as well. For us today, we are simply going to dive right into what we're doing. There are couple of things about the world of this game that I want to make sure to catch you up on, Alex, as we get into it. we have under the section that goes over campaign rules, there's that city's atmosphere D10 pick list or list you could roll on that we rolled on before that led us to what was it? I believe
Brutal,
violent. Which one was it?
brutal, violent, and frightened, maybe?
Violent, pungent, and scared.
Violent,
I thought. Oh
violent,
no,
pungent, and violent, pungent, and scared, maybe. Yep.
violent, pungent, and scared. So just so you know, across other things that we've done, there are other dimensions of the city that you can get into if you'd like. You're welcome to stick with violent, pungent, and scared as much as you'd like. There is also silent, empty, and solemn. There is ecological, spacious, and paranoid. And
Mm,
there's grandiose, commercial, and private. So
mm,
again, the contradictions under these autocracies are features, not bugs, and we are experiencing different people's experiences of the same city. So all of these things can absolutely be true at once. Your character, David Rossi, comes from a part of the city, has started in a place that focuses on violent, pungent, and scared. I just wanted to share the
mm,
rest as an opportunity
mm,
for you to potentially engage with other dimensions if you'd like, but there is
mm,
no you don't have to
mm,
if it doesn't feel right. With that said, I would love to take us directly into the morning phase. As a reminder for you and for the audience, and I highly recommend having the full text, the handouts, the character sheet, and the class sheet open.
mm,
And the full text, it's usually good, I'm finding, to have it open to the section for the class acts for your class,
mm,
just for like quick reference to those if you need it. Um, the session we're about to play is going to be morning, 3 acts per player, up to 3 acts per player. Work session 1, up to 6 acts, and then finishing with 2-minute hate. Lunch, max of 3 acts. Second work session, same as the first, up to 6, and then 2 minutes hate. Leisure, up to 6 acts, and then we will finish with a sleep phase, interrogation, if any, promotions, and demotions. As a reminder, if you take on a treasonous act and I catch you doing that, then I have the free ability to bring you in for interrogation at any time. I don't
mm,
have to do it immediately, and you will not know if I caught you unless or until you are brought in for interrogation outside of the sleep phase. Any questions about any of that?
no, that's all straightforward.
Okay, perfect. Do that there. All right, so take it away for your morning.
I wake in my apartment, which I share with my uncle Otto. We have our morning routine. There's some food. Um, I think this morning, by previous arrangement, Otto eats his food, I eat my food. I sort of keep an eye on him from taking things off of my plate that are above his station. Um, and I'll just take a quick look at my stress level, which I believe is actually unstressed, so that's good. Um,
You're all the way at 0?
I'm all the way at 0.
Okay.
Yes. Um, so there is. I'm not sure which act this falls under, and it may fall under a general, an undefined act. Um, uh, when yesterday, at the sort of close of day, one of my coworkers was acting somewhat unstably, and I just want to sort of skim the morning news, not the broadcast, but the news feeds, not specifically. No, but oh well, let's probably look for something, right? We could use that if we
Search
wanted
for
to.
something.
Search
Search
for
for
something.
something works. Yeah,
Search for
absolutely.
something. Um, and to see if there's any mention of her. I don't know how off the deep end she went.
Are you looking specifically just for her name?
I'm looking for the name of my company and division. I'm looking for uh, I'm looking for her name, and of course I'm restricting the time to events of just within the last 24 hours.
Sure, sure, of course. If that's specifically what you're looking for, not like anything more like side referential or coded or anything,
No, I
then
think
I'm
it's
going to
pretty
say that that's yeah. I think that's just I think it's very likely. I think it's a D4 because either it's there or it's not,
right.
right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Grab a D4.
yeah.
So a 3, which means
You
I didn't
find
find
something
something that
like
might be converted into what I was searching for.
so you don't see a reference to her name, but you do see something that you think is that you think might relate to her. And here's the interesting thing. This is your act, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the GM.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not going to come up with what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You get to say what that is. And in saying what that is true.
Mm-hmm. Um, I think that there's a reported act of vandalism at the distribution center where I work. That and the report is vague, as I mean, it simply says that it happened, that several offensive words were painted on the side of the building. They have since been removed, and the authorities are taking all appropriate steps to deal with the perpetrators. Like it's not clear whether the perpetrators have actually been found or not, which leads me to believe that they're not, since the government is usually pretty good at patting itself on the back, or the
That makes
authorities are usually
sense.
pretty good at patting themselves on the back.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will say, maybe with my,
Mm-hmm.
resistance player side of my brain, um, they are pretty good at patting themselves on the back unless they're trying to hide something for a reason,
Mm. Sure,
right?
sure.
I will say that as you look over that and find that potentially sideways reference, the morning news does indeed come on,
Mm.
and uh, it is a news bulletin focused on the great work of mini packs, the Ministry of Peace,
Mm-hmm.
and news from the front. It is a documentary short, frontline, incredibly gory, uh, does not censor anything when it
Mm.
comes to the wartime violence that it is depicting. And it is over and over again images of uh, Oceania's military slaughtering what it refers to as terrorists and enemy combatants from East Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there is, at the end of it, arguably, possibly the goriest part, uh, an Oceania soldier that has been spoken of much in the press in the past.
Mm-hmm.
They went into rescue, who is found uh, absolutely dismembered, like fully mutilated. And they hold on that for about 5 minutes at the end of the broadcast in
Mm-hmm.
pure silence.
Mm. Looking to see. I certainly, with with my background and my experience in the military and my distaste of my time there, I feel like I owe you a value test.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, and so that our audience knows, any resistance player, if we were playing with multiple resistance players, a different resistance player could also call for a value test here. It doesn't just come from Big Brother. Which one do you have in mind?
I think, man, I think leave no one behind.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is that good or bad for you?
Good. That's a good for me.
Okay, so roll over fear or despair.
Right. So I'm going to take despair because my despair is currently a 2.
Okay.
So, and I roll a 3.
Okay.
So I've
So,
succeeded, but I will now
yes.
add a point to fear or sadness,
Hmm.
either of which will take me to a 5. So let's add to sadness
Okay.
because I think that that is, in fact, my reaction is just. Uh, it takes pretty much everything I have not to just spiral into some pretty dark places um, based
Yeah.
based on that. Um,
Yeah, that's fair.
uh, um, and I think,
I have to ask a question, if that's
please,
okay. Um, do you watch for all 5 minutes?
I think that I do watch for all 5 minutes because I know they know I will turn away, and I think that's what made me. That's what prompted the value test. That's
Copy.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Um, Otto is one of the few people that I will talk to about my time in the military. And I think I would like to spend an act of deep connection um,
You'll need
talking.
to. You will technically need. I'm sorry about this. You will
Yeah.
technically need to spend 2 acts because you need to introduce. Like you have to notice someone to bring
Oh,
Otto
right.
into the
Yes.
scene.
Okay. So, right. Even though we
Conversation.
live in the same apartment. So, right.
You
That's
still
fine.
have to,
Right.
because Otto
Yep.
might not be there.
Right.
Like from a
Right.
formal perspective. Yeah.
That is no, not a problem. Yes. So Otto is there. We had shared breakfast. So although
Perfect.
in basically in silence, and
Sure.
afterwards, I would like to use an act of deep connection to talk to
Okay.
him about
Uh,
my
he
my my time in
he
the yeah
he turns to you. This is me,
yeah
not Big
right.
Brother now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually, we said something about this last time. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I
Mm-hmm.
can do it. Um, okay. This is me as not Big Brother right
Perfect.
now. Um, what do you think Otto would call you? Like a nickname or something?
Um, probably. I mean, I'm his nephew. Like, you could call me nephew, right? And probably, or or Davy, right? Because he still thinks of me as a
David.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davy.
Uh, Otto, at the end of the broadcast, after it has completed, claps you on the shoulder and says, Davy, it's a nice day outside. Will you come out with me for a moment?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let's Sure, I could use some air. Let's do that.
And he doesn't walk super steadily anymore,
Yeah.
right? He uses a cane
Mm-hmm.
lightly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his joints hurt, and he opens the door a little bit. Let's say it's like a sliding glass door, right?
Mm-hmm.
To go out toward an area that is near where you and he know your garden is hidden,
Okay. I
right?
follow him. Yeah.
Whatever the
I'll,
path is that
yeah.
needs to.
I'll let him take the lead, but I'll also, give him unless he's going to kick my ass about it, I'm going to give him like a supporting arm if he wants
He'll
one.
be okay. If you try to
But
get in on opening the
yeah,
door, he's going to be like,
yeah,
I got
yeah,
it, right? Like to
yeah.
open the
Oh, I
door.
know.
But if
I
you
know.
do support him as you walk
Yeah,
outside,
yeah,
he's fine with that.
yeah,
He allows because it's you, Davy, right?
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah.
And then when you get near the garden, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't acknowledge that the garden is there,
Mm-hmm.
but he does position himself so that there aren't a lot of angles to see you if you are sitting down next to it,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily blocking everything. Both of you have a
Mm-hmm.
device on you, for
Right. Of
example, like at
course.
all
Yeah.
times, alongside
Yeah.
any other devices you have. He didn't disconnect his, you haven't disconnected yours.
Right.
But in this corner, if this works for your mind palace, right,
Mm-hmm.
and your intention of where your garden is, what I'm thinking is Otto just looks like he's like stretching and
Mm-hmm.
looking out into the distance while having this conversation with you,
Mm-hmm.
um, but has happened to land his body in a
Mm-hmm.
position where if you go sit down behind him, most angles cannot catch whatever you might be doing.
Okay. I will. I will take the hint and sit down behind him and resting on sort of the thick wall of what is effectively a raised bed. Just sort of lean back with my hands off the wall, so both hands sort of end up in the soil. I'm not trying to do anything productive, but just sort of squeezing my hands into the loam of the earth, and I suppose they might say touching grass, although there isn't actually any grass here. But just
Yeah.
feeling the like the sunlight warmed top of the earth, but the cool wet underneath, and it the petrichor, right, that smell of wet earth, to just sort of clear my head. And you know that last picture, the they that they didn't the enemy didn't do that to him. They don't. It's not their. It's a fucking setup. I mean, it's so obviously so fake.
Yes, I know you're right. It's terrible what East Asia does. East Asia is a travesty. They are a stain on humanity that we need to eradicate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I fought against them so much, and I will never forget my time serving in the military and the things that I saw there, and that we did for the good of the conglomerate. I'm
Mhm.
very, very proud of my service.
Yes, there is a lot for you to be proud of,
Yep.
Davy. You are a good man. You're a good
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And this world needs more like you.
Yeah.
it is a crime what they did to that poor man who we just saw.
It absolutely is. And if there is any justice at all in the world, the people responsible for that will get what's coming to them. That is my
I
strongest hope.
I hope you live to see it.
Yeah, yeah. I sometimes think, you know, just like what could I do? I mean, obviously, from here to just change the world so things like that don't happen anymore.
I mean, and here he puts very subtly his foot up against that raised
Hmm.
wall of the bed.
Hmm.
Um, you're not responsible for every bad thing in the world, Davy. You're
No.
just responsible for you,
Yeah.
and you're doing what you can every day. As a
Yeah.
good citizen of Oceania,
Yeah.
you are you are what we need in this world. And what I need is for you to be in this world.
Yeah. No, no, you're right, Otto. I should just, I mean, focus on doing my part and investing my time and my energy in the things that are important and that I care about. What we water grows, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What we water grows.
Uh,
And what I put on my joints hurts. I need to sit
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, but just a minute or two because we're gonna be late, and I don't want to, that's
yeah, yeah. No, I don't want to make you late. I need to rest. And this older man
mm,
hops up on the wall next to you
mm, mm,
and sits up there and looks at you with a little smile
mm,
um, as he sits there in a position that you have occasion now to
mm,
realize doesn't block the way that he was blocking a moment ago, but
mm,
does block in a different direction. So now he's just up on a wall far above
mm,
you, looking down at you in a way that might feel similar to memories you might have of like young childhood,
mm,
given the height differential then, and just
yeah,
looking very mischievous as he sits up there, twirling his cane around in his
mm,
hand, looking at you.
yeah. All right. Well, um, you you about done? You rested up? You ready to start our day?
Yeah, I mean, after you, right?
Yeah,
Age before beauty.
yeah, right. Uh, Wait a minute. Um, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, all right.
and I think that then uh, that's it, right? Close the morning or travel to work if
Travel
necessary.
to work would likely be your first act then, because that was all three acts,
That
I
was that
think,
was
for your first.
uh,
It was
hmm,
introducing him. It was notice someone, and then
notice
it was search
someone.
for something, and then it
Search,
was
yeah, and then the deep
and
connection.
then
That is right.
I do we so the way deep connection functions, so the folks at home know, the table collectively decides whether this is true or not, meaning whether the characters engage in a deep, vulnerable, and heartfelt conversation or activity with one another. They did, and is my opinion. So if you agree, and you did that with a trusted character, so you do gain one hope for
Yeah,
that. Um,
Good. All right.
yeah,
So I can't see any reason not to move on to the workday phase. So
100%. We are in the work phase now. Work
super.
first of two work phases.
Right. Uh, so use a go somewhere to go to work. Right. So the
Are
first
you going to
thing.
your typical like station at work?
You mean once we get there? Is that, or do
Yeah.
you mean is the route I'm taking the usual route?
You can say anything about the route
Yeah.
that you'd like, and technically you can do something along the way if you'd like, even if you're going somewhere, right? Like an order of operations
Right.
perspective.
Yeah.
But and if you stop off somewhere along the way, you are technically going somewhere else. Is the one thing I would say.
Yeah. Right.
But
No.
no, I
Yeah.
was mostly actually asking like, are you going to your desk or are you going somewhere else in the building?
I think on on the way there, um, I'm going so go somewhere, and in the middle of that, I will notice someone, and
Okay.
I will bring uh, Charles into the scene. My
Okay.
my my boss, and just uh, did really feign some surprise because I sort of took a route that I was pretty sure was going to cross paths with him. Um,
Hmm.
but um, and once I had right, so now bringing him in, now I brought him into the scene, and once I had brought him into the scene, um,
So I have to change the background again because
yeah,
it's
right,
glitching out on me.
that's
I'm just
fine.
going to stick with this one because for some reason the other one's not loading and I want to make sure that you can see me correctly. But we
Okay,
will note that this is me acting as a trusted character, not as Big Brother for the
yeah,
interaction. Um, uh, so Charles does see you.
mm-hmm.
And as a reminder for the audience, Charles started off as a stranger last session, but is now a trusted character
Yeah,
of David's. So
yeah.
um, Charles looks at you and says, "Good morning.
Good
Should
morning
we
to
walk
you.
together?"
I would be, I'd be delighted. And Otto and I typically travel together, and turn to him and say, you can make your way from here, right?"
Otto turns to you and says, "I showed you the route," and keeps walking.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
nods over at Charles, who I don't think he's met before, and Charles
yeah.
nods at him as well.
Hmm. Um, and I don't know what social act. I think this would be a social act. Like I would like to engage him in conversation about Roberta.
Um, that could be an undefined act. My question, really, in terms of helping to guide you in that, is, uh, well, one, I don't remember what all your class acts are off the top of my head, so I don't know if there's a class act that could apply to this.
I don't think so. But I'm can hide my I have hide my reactions and uh, sorry, I adapt to new situations. Oh, and gain personal information about higher ups.
Right.
So those are both of my level one abilities.
So,
And
gain personal information about
information.
higher ups. Yeah, could work here. Is that a resistance act?
It is a resistance act.
So, do know that that risk is there,
Yeah.
um, of it being a resistance act, but yes, you can do that. If you that's honestly the thing that would probably fit the most because it is established that Roberta had a higher or
Right.
has
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
higher position than David's.
Right.
Um, if you want that information, if you simply want to like read something about Charles, you could do observe behavior, who is
Yeah.
a higher he is a
Right.
higher up than you, so even being a trusted character, that is
Right.
technically a thought crime, but it is a -1 on the thought crime roll.
Yeah.
Uh, so
I think
whichever,
so. So I
or
think
you could both.
let's
You could theoretically do both also.
right. If I want to burn the
Yeah.
actions, right?
You have
Um,
6 here, and you've only used 1 for the transit that you're in the middle of, right?
and notice someone to bring Charles in. So I've
2.
used two.
2.
So need to be
If
yeah.
I were being a stickler, I'd say you use 3 because you had auto there and then gone, and this is a new scene. But I'm not going to do
Oh,
that.
thank
It's
you.
okay. It was a throwaway. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. You left together, so I'm going to
yeah,
say that just carries over. So
yeah.
yes, that is you are correct though. You've used 2 of your 6 up to
Okay.
6.
Then I think what I'd like to do is in keeping an eye on Charles because I'm interested in what his reaction is when I'll start by obliquely referring to Roberta. Um, uh, uh, yeah, yesterday was a little stormy. Um, I'm hoping that things have cleared up and the weather's we've got smooth sailing from here on in. Uh,
Oh, I expect that the causes of concern will no longer be an issue.
all right. Well, that's I'm very glad to hear that. Um, can I get a read on him? I mean, using observed behavior, I'd sort of like to.
Yeah.
Is he?
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
So just to make sure that everybody watching is following this, I'm not answering as Big Brother. I'm answering as the person playing Charles, who would normally be a resistance player, because Big Brother would not define this for you.
Mm-hmm,
Meaning, like, this kind of observed behavior is not something that I would come up with as a Big Brother player. It is something that whoever's happens to be playing Charles in this scene would answer
mm-hmm,
for you. As the person playing Charles, then um, it is Charles is aware of something you're not
mm-hmm,
with regard to what you're asking about.
mm-hmm,
So that comment about I don't think it's going to be a problem is based on knowledge he has of something related to this.
mm-hmm.
Um, you could pick that up in his demeanor. And he is more agitated than he
Okay.
appears to be on the surface,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, by something. I mean, with
Mm-hmm,
observed behavior, you can't know what, right?
mm-hmm.
But is more agitated than he's letting on.
All right. Um, I'll just close up these nested acts and finish out the go somewhere. To answer your original question, so first, Charles and I have been traveling together. So
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm
he
going to do the
persists,
same thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
persists in this.
the same thing I did with auto. Again,
Yeah,
my understanding of rules is written.
yeah,
If we're being a stickler, a
yeah.
scene ends, a scene begins. You still have to notice someone again in that scene. But
Okay.
I'm going to say this is the same phase.
Yeah,
So and you are moving together. So I think what
yes.
actually makes narrative sense is you don't have to notice him again.
Right.
There, you arrived
We're
with him. Your workstations are near each other. You didn't go
right,
to different places when you got
right.
there. That's fine.
Yeah. Right, so I will go into the office with him. I will stop in the sort of hallway outside of my office area in such a way that sort of blocks him from proceeding,
Mhm.
so that he can also look into my office area. Um, Roberta had been moved from the bureaucrat 2 office into this shared office with me. Um, and I maybe, I don't know if this is search for something, but I'm not actively, Is there any sign that she still works here?
So I'm going to take a reaction
All right.
to introduce a stranger.
All right.
And when you look in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say, as the resistance player playing Charles stops
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
looks in that direction. As you both look in that direction,
Yeah.
you see Roberta. Roberta, as long as you've known her, has come in very fastidiously dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Roberta is disheveled.
Mm-hmm.
Roberta is no longer dressed to the station that you assume
Mm-hmm.
she has. She is dressed like a member of the cleaning staff,
Hmm.
and she is cleaning the desk she sat at the day before
So she is standing at that desk rather than seated in the chair.
with rubber gloves
Gloves
on
and
and cleaning products, cleaning thoroughly
mm-hmm.
that station of anything really.
Mm-hmm. Um, I go and sit at my desk and I think don't acknowledge her at all. I mean, maybe a sort of a cursory, good morning, but um,
If there is a cursory good
yeah,
morning,
yeah.
she flinches
Mm-hmm.
and does not look up at you and does not say anything. And as you pass by her, she is shaking slightly.
Mm-hmm. Um, so I think maybe work at my desk um,
Okay.
since I am here.
Uh, yeah. You go to work, and that is your first work session. That
Mm-hmm.
brings us to our first 2 minute hate,
Mm.
where I'm going to need a conglomerate unity test as a reminder to the audience. Conglomerate unity is good or bad for David?
Conglomerate unity is good for me.
So roll over fear or anger. Which one?
Uh, whew, um, fear, but they're
Which
both of
is
them. So I need a 5 or a 6.
because remember, it's not meets it beats it. So are they a 4 or 5?
Um, sorry, say that again.
It's not meets. It's not
Right.
meets.
It beats it. Yeah. No, I need a
Yeah.
5 or 6. Yeah.
So, right. So both are 4s. Copy. Copy. Understood.
Well,
Okay.
no. The just fear
Oh,
is
fear is
fear is slightly lower. Yeah.
copy. Copy.
So
Understood.
I need a 5 or 6 on fear because anger I need a 6. So
Sure.
I will try fear.
Okay.
Uh, and I actually succeed with a 6.
Okay. So that is going to bump up. What?
Anger or apathy, either of which is going to give me uh, a 6. So I'm going to hit a traumatic memory.
Before you decide what that is,
Yeah.
let me tell you what you see. And as a
All right. Yeah,
reminder,
please.
succeeding here means that David is going to lose himself in the rage and frustration of the crowd, finding himself screaming out their rage at the enemies of Big Brother, with a question at the end: does this challenge any of his values? Right. So keep that in mind, um, friends. Today I come to you with one of your own here in this workplace. That's right. And you see a picture in picture aerial image of your building
Hmm.
and says, we today are going to show that we believe in our values. We hold ourselves accountable here at the conglomerate because we're a family. And what is family? if we can't be honest with each other? What is family if we don't hold ourselves accountable for what we do? Not even when it comes to those we care most about, but especially when it comes to those we care most about. Roberta's face fills the screen. It is first a picture that Big Brother comes around an apparent projection of to
Hmm.
stand there. You realize in this moment that Big Brother is on a stage with a large screen behind him, and that is what Roberta's face is on.
Hmm.
And then that picture comes to life as you see Roberta um, from a camera that seems to be right in front of her face. Now, here, before I continue to describe it, I need to ask, do you look away from the screen over toward where you last saw Roberta?
No, nope. I mean, I'm this is both fascinating, and I'm waiting for the end of it to react appropriately.
This person, he says, standing small in the screen compared
Hmm.
to her large face. This person here, her name is Roberta. You don't need to know her last name because her last name doesn't matter. And her last name doesn't matter because she let you down. She hurt each and every one of you. Understand that Roberta here was entrusted with our confidence. Roberta was made to have access to things that could hurt all of you because we believed in Roberta. We saw potential in Roberta. We understood that she could be better than she was. She could do more with her life. All she needed to do was choose to do it. Something that all of you, I know, are doing every day, that all of you are doing right now. And Roberta here made it so that now we need to check all of you to see if you might be failing in the way that she failed yesterday. Roberta is the reason why you today, during your work period after lunch, are going to have to undergo a thorough audit. Roberta is the cause of any problems that might come out of today, but there won't be any problems, will there? Because as much as Roberta here is responsible for this, all of you will be responsible if we find anything in those audits that we should not find. So go to lunch when you're done here. Relax, enjoy yourselves. Do not do any work, as your workstations are ours. And we do not want you changing anything on them before we meet with you. But before then, because we love you and we love Roberta, we want you to tell Roberta exactly how you feel. We want you to show Roberta what happens to those who forego their responsibilities and disappoint the great people of this conglomerate, who betray their family. Show me, friends, show me that you are not like Roberta. Show me that you are better. Show me that you are who we need you to be.
This is a above the table question. Can I take
Yeah.
an act in? I mean, in response to this?
Uh, yeah, I'll allow it. I'll
I
allow it.
mean,
You hadn't used your entire action economy for this, so it's not something I have a rules as written answer for, but I think it's fine. So go for it.
okay. Um, Turn and uh, see Roberta is still standing by the desk going through the motions,
You're,
or has
you're
she
looking to
walked? Yeah,
you're
I'm
looking to
looking.
observe behavior.
No, I'm looking for violence.
Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you just from
Yeah.
a formal thing. So violence as an act is actually you enacting violence. So
Yes.
is that what you're trying? Okay, copy.
Yeah.
Um, Roberta is there,
Hmm.
standing stock still, and there is like a little drone floating in front of her face. So you realize that this image of her face is a live image,
Hmm.
right?
Um, I will stand up. I remind you that my physical attributes are stern expression and imposing. Close on her, get into her space. You disgust me, and I do not want to be around you. And I manhandle her. I'm going to
Mhm.
lay hands upon her, grab her by the back of the neck, the back of the blouse, and shove her out into the hallway. So it's light violence, but
Okay,
definitely violence.
understood. That is on screen
Yeah,
during the 2 minute hate. And unless there's anything else that you want to do, that does bring us to the end of the work period
yeah.
as well. Okay. When you throw her out into the hallway through that door,
Hmm.
you do see that there are devices in the wall,
Hmm.
and like security cameras, and you see that they're all activated toward the door.
Hmm.
So you get the sense that there was an immediate reaction to you doing that that covered the rest of it. The door slams closed at the end of that, and you
Hmm.
hear muffled sounds on the other side of the door, but you do not see what is going on the other side of that. Okay, that is lunch for you now.
I am owed, or I owe you. I'm not sure how we do this.
Yeah.
A traumatic memory.
Indeed, you owe me a
Yeah,
traumatic memory. So you choose what your traumatic memory is, and just remind me what emotion it's associated with.
it was anger, and so my anger drops from 6 down to 3. Is that correct? Right. When I've tapped it, it's
Yes, it goes from 6 down to 3. That is
3.
correct.
Yeah. Um, and and I need a traumatic memory. My my father joined the service, the military,
Hmm.
because he had gotten demoted from bureaucrat to prole, and I was furious with him on multiple levels. I mean, his choice was basically go work in a factory or join the military. And I was furious that he had gotten himself into that no-win situation, and I was furious that I knew that in order to keep him safe, I was going to have to join the service with him because I was going to enter as an NCO and he was going to enter as a, you know, private
Right.
or something. And and I was determined to keep him alive. I failed, but that's a different traumatic memory.
Okay. Thank you. You're able to put that on your sheet with just something succinct to
Yeah.
reference it. And then, just as a reminder for the audience, as much as you, the way that a traumatic memory functions is you increase an emotion by 1 point when triggered. So it's one use from a mechanical perspective. Obviously, you still have the memory, it just doesn't have that use for you.
Gotcha.
The So you are in a situation where you need to roll under, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and you were almost there. You hit the number. If it's on an emotion that you have a traumatic memory for that you haven't used yet, you can bump up that traumatic memory's value by 1, even if that bumps it to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then that allows you to succeed at that roll. If it did bump you to a 6, you would make a new traumatic memory from that. On it goes. The
Right.
cascade that can happen in that sort of thing is by design.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Thank you for that. So now with lunch, whatever you'd like to do.
I would like to acquire my lunch, either from a vending machine or by going to the bureaucrat cafeteria. That is not my ultimate destination. I so I'm wondering if I can sort of lump this all under one go somewhere, and let me know if you're not. I'm not leaving the compound of the
We
building here.
Yeah, you already created that location
Yeah.
and you have narrative control over your workplace.
Okay.
So my understanding of that is
Yeah.
you can decide that that area that you already created is on the way to wherever you're going to go.
Right.
And
Super.
as long as that is true, then in
Yeah.
that going somewhere, I don't see why
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to do something in the cafeteria heading over
Super.
to where
Well, so let me know. I would like to get my food and then eat outside at a place that is part of the factory complex, and is
you.
probably some sort of communal park greenery space. A couple of benches designed for relaxation and socialization, and probably the highest level folks have windows that sort of look out over it.
Okay.
But I will go out and eat alone. Um, uh, and I think let's notice Charles, who has followed me out,
Okay.
also with his lunch,
Okay.
to check on me or warn me or whatever he's doing here. Um,
Okay. Um Charles enters the scene, has the lunch out there. What is the act that you want to engage in this conversation? Assuming
I
that's your third act for the lunch.
yeah, I think deep connection.
Okay.
I want to. Well, I mean, we can we can do it if I mean
Yeah.
I'm
Ready to. Absolutely.
yeah. Level with me. Did I really screw up in there? I just I just lost my temper, and I just
No. No. I think you may be up for promotion,
that
truthfully. I think there is I don't know yet. It just happened. But based on prior experience, I would guess, particularly since you did this in front of the camera,
yeah.
that in the short term, you are likely to be offered a promotion that it would be foolish for you to not take.
Um, I've passed up promotions before. Um,
The conglomerate appreciates humility and a willingness to work. We need workers at all levels.
yeah. No,
If
I go ahead.
if the conglomerate has found in its unquestionable wisdom that your service is required at a higher level due to what you are willing to do, capable of doing, that is humility, to accept the wisdom of the conglomerate and serve as asked. I know it can be difficult to accept the spotlight when you are as truly dedicated to the work as you are. That
It,
may be a burden you are called to bear.
it's not. Um, it's one thing to be rewarded because I'm good at my job. I'm proud of the work I do here. I'm proud of the work we all do here. I just there are certain you know flaws in my makeup that I don't feel like I should be rewarded for. I mean, I lost it on camera. I mean,
You expressed the fury of a nation and showed that nation what we do to those who deserve it.
yeah, I, I'd feel better about it if that had been any of my intention. I just I just lose my temper sometimes, and I don't.
Intent, yes, go ahead.
I'm concerned that if I'm in a position with greater stress and more responsibility, I don't know if I can handle it.
Always thinking of others is exactly why I expect to find out that you will be called to handle it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we've all got to get through this afternoon first. So,
Well, you and I will be fine. We have nothing to hide.
absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I'm just saying that in the, I don't know, the aftermath of whatever happens this afternoon, I guess it's possible that the spotlight will move from me to someone else.
I suppose it's possible. The audit that I have come in to conduct is separate from the audit being conducted this afternoon. I hope you understand I'm not able to share other information.
That wasn't what I was, yeah, no, that wasn't what I was looking for.
But so that you know it won't be me.
Doing my audit. Yeah.
And I will be audited as
Yeah.
well.
That was, I mean, thanks for letting me know, but that was certainly my impression that everybody in the department was getting audited. And, as of
Everyone
yes,
in the building.
everyone in the building is being audited. Well, and wow. Okay.
Roberta certainly shined a light on this place.
Yeah.
And you, David, stepped into that light. And you showed Big Brother himself that you were not afraid to do what needed to be done. You showed Big Brother that in front of the entirety of Oceania.
Yeah. Yep. Well, when you put it that way, Charles, I certainly can see that the the highlights, the good side, the benefits to my actions, not just of course, as an individual, but as a representative of the, the conglomerate.
Putting a hand on your shoulder,
Yeah,
looking you in the eyes. David, anger is good. Anger keeps us alive.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I would agree. I think that anger is the fuel we can rely on, we can draw on, that allows us to do extraordinary things when the circumstances call upon them.
Indeed.
Yeah,
And there are people in this world who deserve to be hated, David.
there definitely are. Yep, there definitely are. Um, and thank goodness that we have the opportunity to have them pointed out to us on a daily basis.
It's the genius of the system. We need to have somewhere to put our righteous fury and clear signposts to help us understand who deserves it. That is a gift that not everyone used to have, a gift we could not have without Big Brother, a gift I'm
Yeah,
grateful for.
yeah, no, I could see how that could just be, I mean, that could just be a mess, a real mess.
Do you remember anything?
Um, I'm uh, a little bit. Um,
I want to forget.
yeah, put some distance. Um, yeah,
It will be. You could what?
I could see advantages to doing that.
It will be a better world when we are so far into it that none of us, no one left, remembers what it was like when the forces of evil and hatred reigned supreme.
I thanks for clarifying that, Charles, for saying that so succinctly. We we don't know very much about each other, and I'm
I have a good feeling about you, David, and I have a sense that you may be going places, and I am not hiding my own ambition to serve the conglomerate. I hope we may be friends on parallel paths to help this place be the best version of itself that it can be.
yeah. That's what is it? My father used to say, many hands make light work. Right.
We can only get through this life together under the guidance of the conglomerate so that we may build a better tomorrow today.
That's the plan. And thank goodness there's someone out there with a plan.
Yeah. Picks up his cup that he had with his little to-go food and says,
Yeah.
conglomerate above all.
Yes. The conglomerate above all.
Give me a conglomerate. Give me a selflessness test.
Selflessness.
Yeah, never put
Selflessness.
yourself before the conglomerate.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. That is one of my bad ones.
Okay.
So I need to roll under despair or apathy. Well, fortunately, apathy at the moment is a 5. So let's do that. And I roll a 1. So I have rolled under my apathy, which means that I'm going to add a point to guilt or despair. Fortunately, they're both pretty low, and I will bring my despair up to a 3.
What is it in this moment that causes David to feel more despair?
I thought that Charles might harbor some resistance feelings, and now I am not so sure. He may be exactly what he seems to be, which is sort of an ambitious conglomerate drone, which is too bad because I kind of liked him.
What I will say above table
Yeah,
is alongside the fact that literally everyone, especially trusted characters, but everybody
yeah,
in this world
yeah,
has a deviation by
yeah.
definition because they can
Right.
become a player character. Um, because they're a resistance character, and when you potentially take them over, if you take them over at some point, you get to decide that. You know what I mean?
Yes. No,
And
I
I'm towing a line here because I'm
yeah,
playing both. But the
yeah, yeah,
reality
yeah.
is, I'm not committing either way
Uh,
in
under,
my.
understood.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying that I'm right in my assessment. You just
for
asked
sure.
me what is
Where the
making me
despair
think
came from,
where
for
the
sure.
despair came from,
Um,
and having him spout the conglomerate line at me, multiple conglomerate lines from multiple angles, was a little, what I was actually looking for was some uh, human connection.
I do think you actually got the hope for whatever it's worth, because I do
Okay.
think that you did the deep connection
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I will say, in my intent with my portrayal there,
Hmm.
you did get some honest reactions from him.
Hmm.
As you said correctly, you didn't have a lot of time under your belt knowing this
Hmm.
person before
Hmm.
this interaction. You'd literally met the day before. This is halfway through the next day.
Right.
Bunch of stuff's been happening.
Yeah.
Um, but you but you do in fact you did in fact get, for whatever it's worth, some genuine emotional reactions in there.
Good.
So yeah, I think, as if you agree,
Yeah.
because the table has to decide it
Right.
together.
Yeah.
My vote is, it was yes, you did the thing you set out to do, and you get the hope.
Yeah. Um, yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, agreed. Agreed.
Okay, perfect. So that takes you out of lunch, and
All right.
you are in your second work phase.
Right. Um, I'm not sure what to do since I am not supposed to access my workstation.
I
Um,
mean, as a first note, since you are
yeah,
formally in a different part of the building, would you like to go
yeah.
back to your desk?
Oh, yes. I would like to.
So you go back to your desk, and how you have control over this, not me.
Yeah.
So, how many workstations are in your area? Paint me a picture of what your division looks like. I need to know
So,
specifically, like, how many desks are out in the
yeah.
bullpenny area that you're in, and then how many of those, like, double units that you described
Right.
that Charles is in. How many
Yeah.
of those are there?
So there are four of. Nope. Sorry. There are three of those double units that Charles is in. And where the last one, and those are all sort of the corner of a big room. They're on the window side, although those windows look down onto the factory floor.
Hmm.
The Where the last of those smaller offices would be, it is open. It's a bump out of the larger bullpen with the windows at it, and my desk and Roberta's former desk and one other desk are sort of, it's not quite an isolated office, but it's closer to one. And then out in the bullpen area, there's probably another half a dozen desks, which are not always occupied. So
Okay.
maybe
So
maximum 15 people. More likely to be 10 to 12.
okay. 10 to 12 people, and what we're saying is 10 to 12 people, that includes, you're assuming, the number of people who are in the doubles. 10 to 12 people outside, and then the
No,
three
10
doubles.
to 12 people total. Total.
10 to 12 people.
Um, it's four. Nope. It's six people, right? Three doubles at two each, and then uh, nine other people, sort of my group of three, and then another group of six.
Okay. Understood. So your group of three, the other group of six, at every desk that's individual outside,
Yeah.
there is an auditor,
Hmm.
standing. So you have an individual auditor at your desk. There's
Yeah.
an individual auditor at Roberta's desk, even though no one is there.
Right.
And there are individual auditors at all of the outside desks. For the three
Hmm.
doubles, there are
Hmm.
individual auditors per unit, but the auditor
Hmm.
is shared across the people in there. Charles does not have somebody else in that room, but the other two
Right.
rooms do have two people inside of them. And
Right.
everybody else is at their desk now. So this is important because of the amount of strangers that I'm introducing
Yeah.
here. Uh, in Charles's unit, it's just Charles and one auditor. That's one
Right.
stranger. The other two units have three strangers each. So
Yes.
there's seven strangers on that side. There's
Yes.
one at Roberta's desk and there's one at your desk.
Yes.
Nobody is sitting at Roberta's desk. You're able to, if you want, be seated at your desk. That is, so I said two, seven, eight, nine
Hmm.
so far. Now, just to make sure I'm tracking everything else, how many other people are out in the bullpen?
Let's
Uh,
say, let's
Typically,
say,
like they're.
yeah.
I'll introduce the strangers because I have to
Yeah.
introduce those people. You don't
Right.
have to use like a notice someone on anyone here. I'm
Right.
just
No,
trying to understand what's there.
understood. So as I recall, in the sort of cluster of three where I am, um, one of the other desks was already occupied, and Roberta
Right.
occupied the last
Took
the
the
last
other one.
one. Right.
Perfect. So that's going to be
Um,
two more that takes us from 9 to 11 because it's the person
yeah.
sitting at that desk and then
Right.
it's the auditor. So there are 11 people so far and then the other group.
The other group, which potentially could have six people at it, working at it, probably has four today.
Okay.
So,
So there are four people seated there that brings our 11 to 15. And then there are
mm,
still six auditors because there are two at the
right.
empty desks. And that
Wow.
brings us to
Okay.
21. So to be abundantly clear to you, I am
Yeah.
taking a reaction or 21 reactions technically to bring
Okay.
21 strangers into this place
Okay.
alongside you and Charles. Roberta
Sure.
is not there. It
Yes.
is
Right.
you, Charles, and 21 strangers
Yep.
in this room. Um, okay. So you took the action to go in. I've
Yep.
introduced these 21 strangers and just describe to me, if you can, what it is that you do when you enter this space, seeing this auditor standing next to your desk and all these other people in the
Right.
configuration that I just described.
Um, I approach the corral where my desk is, but don't enter it. I will get the auditor's attention. If you want that to be an action, I can make it an action. Really what I want to do is sort of introduce myself, and say, I know you know this. That's my desk. You have a job to do. If there's anything I can do to make that job easier or smoother, please let me know. And if you have any advice on what I should be doing in the meantime that won't get in your way, please let me know.
Understood. I am glad we are off to a good start. You should sit down.
At my desk.
Yes.
All right. So I do.
I would like for you to enter all of your security credentials.
Yeah, of course. And I do.
I would like for you to open up all file folders for ease of access. Ensure you do not leave anything out, and then describe to me how you have this organized so that I may go through it as efficiently as possible.
Sure. Sure. Then I do that. It's a series of nested files. Each year contains a 12-month file. Each month file contains the working weeks. On the occasions where there's a month where there's 5 weeks, it'll have a fifth folder, and then within each week folder, there's the day's activity, each in a separate spreadsheet and series of acknowledgments.
Mhm.
Correspondence is over here. My email is separated up. I have to use the following tags, and also the red stuff is highest priority, the blue stuff is lowest priority, and that's pretty much it. There uh, there is a like a popular mechanics magazine, basically. I mean,
Mhm.
something that is published by the Conglomerate. In the bottom of my desk over here. I know it. I just wanted to let you know. Uh,
Absolutely. May I see it?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
And it's
Uh,
2 months old. You know.
why this issue?
Uh, uh, to be completely honest, I had it. I picked it up on the way in to work one morning. I mean, I usually get them on the way home, and I just hadn't. And then when I had it here, I had it here in the office. It was just sort of out of sight, out of mind. Although I do sometimes look at it over lunch.
Yes. Uh, is that everything that you feel that you should be sharing with me now?
Um, yeah, I can't think of anything else. Uh, I, my my security level is not very high, so I have access to what I need to do for work. Uh, I don't. I very rarely use the universe from here because I just don't have any call to. But I'm happy to open up a tunnel for that if you want.
Please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
great. So
And if you have multiple accounts in the universe, if there's anything that you specialize in there, if there's any game spaces, if there are any social spaces within the overall universe structure, please make sure to individually tab out all of your accounts.
all right.
If you have
Yeah.
multiple accounts in the same sub product, please make sure to note that. Navigate to your menu that allows you to choose which account to go to and ensure none of them are hidden.
All right. And I do. Um,
Now, I have an above table question.
yeah.
Throughout this I have a couple of them.
Yeah.
Throughout this conversation, has David lied at any point?
Not yet, but I'm about to lie by omission.
Okay, I don't want to jump the gun.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, when I go through and open up all my tabs for things in the universe, um, what I do, even uh, the 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 porn sites and the anything like that. I mean, which I wouldn't ordinarily open up at work, but I do have accounts there, and he did ask for them, so I'm putting them up. Um, I do have a anonymized account on a something like Discord, where I am on a channel which talks about gardening, and
Mhm.
I don't open that account or
Okay.
tab or channel.
The I need a value test of
Okay,
tell no lies, please.
yeah, that's not one of my. Tell No Lies is a bad one for me, so I need to roll under anger or guilt, both of which are currently 3. So, and I have rolled, no, of course, all of which have 3 checkboxes on them. Yes, and I have rolled a 3, so I have failed, right?
You have failed, yes.
Yes. All right.
And
So
you don't have a traumatic memory that can allow you to succeed.
I am rolling on. Oh, I do, in fact. Well, I have a happy memory which will decrease in emotion. That's not useful.
Oh, no, that won't because
No,
you're
that
having
won't.
roll under, not roll over. Yeah.
Right. Well, if I roll on anger, I do actually have 2. Both of my traumatic memories are anger. So
Right.
and my anger is currently 3. So
Hmm.
sure, I'll do that then. And
Your other option would have been to either have an emotional outburst, which I can tell you specifically what they are because it has to be within the allowed emotional outbursts,
all right.
or take stress to succeed.
Oh, um,
Uh,
yeah. You know what? I'll take the stress. That takes me to stress 1, which is still no die. So
right. Okay.
uh,
So you're able to take stress to succeed. You're succeeding on which emotion?
I'm succeeding on, let's say, anger, since that was the one I was considering using for my traumatic memory, which
Sure.
means that if I have succeeded, I remove. No, I still add a point.
You still add a point. You add a because you succeeded. You add a point to guilt or to sadness.
To the shadow emotion. Okay.
Hmm.
So I will add a point to guilt. Done.
Okay.
Which makes
Uh,
sense, actually.
yeah. Where's your guilt at now?
Well, I didn't. I mean, I haven't. I am hiding something. Um,
Hmm.
so,
Are you formally hiding something? Meaning, are you taking that action?
oh,
An act.
uh, sorry, echo stop. Um, so my impression is that the hide something action is actually hiding a physical thing. If,
So
no,
you're able to. It's interpretable. I do think that
okay,
is the main use of it, but I
all right,
will say that in this lie by omission, while
yeah,
also essentially using a fire hose of information sort of
yeah,
tactic, where like
right, yeah,
you are
okay,
theoretically burying something. It's
yeah,
not for me to say. It's not. It's
yeah,
your choice whether that's an act you're taking or not. But I do think it would be justifiable if you found that to be what your character is trying to do.
yeah, okay. I can, yeah, sure. I will.
The upside to you, because the upside for
Yeah,
me is clear, right?
right, yeah,
For you doing that, the upside for you is you have narrative control over that
right,
act, so you actually do hide it.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
If
right.
you
They
The only
don't.
question is
They
whether I
won't. They
see
won't.
you hiding it
Right.
is a question, but you do get to actually hide it by
Right. They
doing
won't. They won't. They won't discover the thing that I have hidden. They may discover that I have hidden something.
that. Yeah, that is essentially the idea. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll take the hide something action.
Okay. You can describe also how your resistance character hides something in their surroundings. You did
I
mostly
did.
do that
Yeah. I
already,
mean,
so you
yeah.
don't have to add anything if you don't want to. I just wanted to point out you could if you wanted to.
Thank you. I think we've.
Um,
I think it's well covered.
okay. Um, Let me see. Sorry, I need to note something. Is there anything else that you believe was an action you took during the course of what this audit has been so far?
Um, no. Thus far, no. This has all been. Actually, yeah. You know what? The I will take the observed behavior
Okay.
action to keep an eye on my auditor,
Hmm.
to just sort of. I mean, I'm sure he's good at keeping a poker face, but I just anytime I sort of say anything or see how he reacts to my collection of big boob porn or whatever it is. Like I want to make sure
Sure.
that he has been like, and the Popular Mechanics magazine was a Judas goat, right? It was like here I've done this sort of thing which is technically bad. Like I shouldn't have this on company property, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
But
it's
yeah,
reviewing that.
mm,
I can tell you above table. You have every
yeah,
reason to believe would be a thought crime to be doing
yeah,
that at work.
yeah.
Um, so uh, let me see here. Perfect. So you've done that. What I can tell you off of that observed behavior for is that you can tell that this auditor is not surprised by anything that they're looking at.
Great.
The auditor does say, "May I?" to sit at your desk.
Yeah, of course. And
Okay.
I
Uh,
stand up and
hands you back the magazine that you gave, and
okay,
says, "I would like for you to," and here it pulls out from his jacket a highlighter. I
yeah,
would like for you to highlight everything in this magazine that you believe is objectionable, if anything, for the conglomerate, and
sure.
hands it over to you. Um, does not indicate where you should do this or
Hmm.
what you should do next, simply that you should do that. And then begins going through the files quickly. You notice plugs in an external device that allows them to, at a keystroke, copy everything over. You see,
Hmm.
there is a mobile copy of all
Hmm.
of your work being created
Yeah.
here um, at the same time as you are expected, presumably, to be doing this other task.
Okay. I will, stand awkwardly in one corner of the room, and go through the magazine. I mean, all the desks are occupied, so it's not really any place to go. The Go ahead.
There is, you're welcome to do what you'd like.
Yeah.
I just want to say, in terms of the mind palace we set up,
Yeah. Right.
uh, there is technically potentially, um, the auditors working at the different desks
Yeah.
are working at the different desks. Um, it is possible that there might be a chair available in Charles's office because it is an office of two, and the auditor is presumably going to go to both
Yeah.
units. But there might be time when they're at Charles's unit, and maybe Charles isn't sitting at the other desk because Charles probably isn't supposed to sit at the other desk.
Right.
Um,
I
and then
did.
Charles isn't supposed
I
to.
did actually think about that, but they're all. He's the level above me. He's a manager, and I'm.
It is also a matter of if you needed to be careful approaching your own desk
Right.
and it's somebody else's desk, right?
Right. Just
Um,
seems best to not go anywhere near a workstation at the moment. Yeah.
okay.
No, whether mine or
Uh,
somebody else's.
yeah. While you're doing what you're doing
Hmm.
awkwardly in the corner, couple of questions.
Yeah.
One above table. One
Hmm.
is, do you look over at any point at what is happening at your workstation or any workstation?
Um,
That's kind of two questions.
yeah. From where I am in the corner, I'm really only in my corral, right? So really the only without going somewhere else, the only workstations that I'm going to see are mine, Roberta's, or the other person who works in this area. Um, I and Roberta's was Roberta's for about a minute, so I think I can't help but look over occasionally when he's working at my desk, especially if he makes sort of any sort of slightly larger than normal physical movement, right? If he stretches, if he right, it catches my eye. Um, I'm not. I mean, I'm not close enough to try and sort of recognize if there's anything on the screen that has caught his interest in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do think, I'm not trying to stare him down or anything like that, and I'm trying not to look at him, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't help my reactions.
Okay. And you don't look in any other direction. You're just reacting
I
to
like
that,
I
but
said,
you're not attending
yeah,
to.
there's not really anything else I can see easily from here, so I'd have to leave the
Sorry, what I
corral.
mean is like even like Roberta's station or the third
I
person
think
station.
probably. I mean, yeah, I might. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think probably as movement happens, right? As an auditor gets up and goes and sits at one of those desks and does something, like I'm drawn to it, and I might linger as they're looking at Roberta's desk. Um,
Okay. Okay. Um,
but
the other question is,
I've been given a task, so
yeah.
which is visual, right? Magazine and highlighter. So
Uh, the other question is, do you do it?
I
And
do.
can you elaborate? Meaning, like, how do you do it? Like, do you? I would need to understand something about the thought process and then actual like actions of
Sure.
David, so that I can understand how David's engaging with the task,
Yeah.
right? Of like specifically being told, highlight anything in this conglomerate approved publication that you have on company property that you're not supposed to be looking at during work hours.
Yeah.
Highlight anything that you think is inappropriate in accordance with conglomerate ideals.
hmm so I mean, this magazine is 2 months old, and I, I mean, I have read it probably cover to cover more than once. Um, uh, there, so even sort of before I'm actually turning the pages, I'm reviewing in my mind, and I'm thinking like it's a trick. Like the conglomerate, even a conglomerate approved magazine, like every issue, and sometimes they're more obvious than others, but I mean, I get them all the time. There is something in it where I think, right, if they want to haul someone off, having this article is the thing that they're going to haul someone off on. Um, but for the most part, and I think in this case, like, so I will highlight the part, sort of a large portion of the trap article, which is probably something about, getting the most out of your, food dispenser, or, something like that, right? Modifying something that you're really not supposed to be modifying, but
Okay.
but if they really didn't want you to modify it, why did they design it this way? Um, So that's sort of the trap article. I do find, like in something else that's talking about sort of the glories of communication, there's a reference to the old CB radios, where citizens could communicate directly one to another, and that probably shouldn't be there. Like, it's not
Mhm.
something we can do these days. So I'll highlight that. And there's one or two ads in the back that are probably a little suspicious. Um, And they're of the send a self-addressed stamped envelope for our plans for a blah 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 blah, and the blah 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 is like, okay, yes, you could certainly use this for the purpose of you know, making your own electric razor at home. Um, but, the way it's described, it could also be a bomb. So,
Understood. Okay. Did David skip anything that he thought
in,
might be treason? Like they thought might
yeah,
be a hate
inappropriate,
crime?
or what I thought crime. No, I did not deliberately skip anything.
Copy,
And
copy.
that is,
That's
but I might have missed something, but I didn't deliberately skip anything. I don't find anything and think, nah, let's bury that.
copy.
Yeah.
Okay. When that is done,
Mm-hmm.
you see that the auditor is not done.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize at that moment, or possibly
Mm-hmm.
may have noticed beforehand, that can be more up to you than me. Um, Next to you
Mm-hmm.
is Carol, the
Mm-hmm.
other person who works at your desk, like in your little
In
area,
the
right?
corral, yeah,
Yeah. And Carol
yeah. Mm-hmm.
is sitting there with a with nothing in her
Mm-hmm.
hand, because she didn't give something over the way that
Right.
you did, and she is standing straight against the wall, not leaning on it, and just sort of idly looking into the middle distance. But when you do whatever you might do physically to indicate that you're done with the magazine,
Right. I
right?
close the magazine. I put the highlighter in the middle of it and sort of fold it up like a taco.
Right.
Yeah.
The movement
Yeah.
triggers her attention, and she looks over at you and just a little smile.
Interesting times.
Yes, wise people know when to make themselves known, and it is unwise to leave an opportunity unused.
Uh, yeah. Thanks. I was coming to that conclusion myself. Uh,
You're a war hero, aren't you?
I I served Oceania, and I was in the service.
Thank you for your service.
Yep. No problem.
Suppose being a man of action is a hard habit to shake.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose that's true.
I think I want a value test here.
Okay.
Um, uh, I'm a little torn. I'd love your
Sure.
thoughts based on where David's head is at.
Mm-hmm.
Might is right and tell no lies are the ones that are there, and there might be a world where you need to do both.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Um, so I think that, and sort of depends on where you're coming from. Um, the reason I believe that might is right basically is because I Um, I think though, I mean, because it gave me the tools to survive during my service, and also because it has come up here and there every once in a while, right? So it has value, um,
Mm-hmm.
and also knowledge is power and that. Um, uh, but I mean, I also do believe uh, in being fairly forthright. Yeah, even if that means sort of speaking truth to power every once in a while, as I did with one of my uh, commanding officers.
Mm.
So,
So the reason I ask now is
yeah,
because in the middle of this conversation with Carol,
yeah,
where she is obliquely referencing what happened during 2 Minute Hate with
yeah,
Roberta before lunch,
yeah.
um, I am wondering how David feels in this moment about having taken violent action against Roberta in general, and
Mm-hmm.
specifically in a manner that now seems potentially poised to benefit him, uh, and benefit him in a way that is now potentially going to put him, if what Charles said is right,
Yeah.
in a position of more responsibility and attention that he
Mm-hmm.
may not have wanted. Um, and within that, the tell no lies part, the question is whether or not what David is sharing with Carol as reactions in this conversation is true. Did he lie at any point? Is he masking things? Uh, so
I
the might is
Yeah,
right is about like complicated feelings around the Roberta thing,
yeah,
right? Is what I was thinking. The tell
yeah,
no lies would be about are you lying right now?
yeah. I mean, I'm not lying, and I think I've made it pretty clear to her by sort of minimize, like you're a war hero. I served.
Right,
Um, that I don't want to talk about this. Like that,
right.
you know. And
Okay,
I don't think I'm lying.
okay.
I think I'm being perfectly honest in my reaction.
That's
Um,
fair. What
yeah,
about the might? So no test there. What about the
yeah.
might is right?
Um, like I don't feel great about what happened between me and Roberta. Um,
So
I,
that does
I
start to feel like you might
like
want to test that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um,
Um, that arguably, I mean, I'll go with either one.
sure.
But I also would introduce potentially leave no one behind. Um,
That is definitely, given what you said before, that makes a lot of sense to do
yeah,
leave no one behind because you did functionally sacrifice, David did
yeah,
functionally sacrifice Roberta
yeah.
for
Right,
himself.
right. She was on my
Um,
team.
so let's do that first.
Okay,
Let's test leave no one behind.
so that is fear or despair, and I need to roll over them. And I am going to try and roll over fear. So I need a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
Um, and I do not succeed. Well, I rolled a 1, so I don't even have the wiggle room of a point
You
there.
can take a stress to mask and succeed, or you will have an emotional outburst.
I will take the emotional outburst.
What is the emotion again that
It
you're
was
rolling on there?
fear.
So here are your options. You
Yeah.
scream out, so you have to scream out in fear.
Hmm.
You have tremors. You begin shaking, making fine movement impossible. The effect lasts for the current scene.
Okay.
or crying. You start crying loudly and will be heard by nearby beings.
I think I will. My hands start to shake. Like, and you, I mean, I'm holding this magazine, and I'm sort of,
Shaking a lot.
you know, yeah.
Um, she notices that and says, "Are you having difficulties?"
Uh, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm fine. It's just my blood sugar's low. I,
Did you not eat at lunch?
I did, I did. Uh, but I'm a big guy, and was a little bit more active today than I normally am, and I think I'm just I don't know, could be adrenaline, something. Just
Would you like for me to tell one of the auditors that you need assistance, or should be brought food?
no, that will be done soon enough, and I can stop and pick something up on the way home. Um,
I am going to need to tell no lies because
yeah,
it does feel
I
like you
I
lied over
am
there. Yeah.
I am
Um,
lying.
yeah.
All right, so I have to roll under anger or guilt. Let's use guilt, which I succeed at with a 3. So I now need to increase anger or fear. So I will increase anger.
So you succeed at masking your lie,
Yeah.
and further controlling your emotions. You do still have tremors, and you have how many acts left in this phase? Three,
So
maybe
3?
two, three,
Yeah.
three.
3?
Okay, I think it's three.
2?
Um, and you're at one stress, not two.
I am
So
at 1 stress. Yes, I have
stress.
no dice for stress.
Uh, the auditor unplugs after a short while. Unplugs the external
Mm-hmm.
device and pockets it. Stands up, comes over to you, notices your hand trembling as he's indicating to pass the highlighter and the magazine over.
Yeah, I hand them over to him.
Do you require assistance? We are here to provide any support that you may need.
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I'm just eager to get back to work.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you for doing your work. I'm looking forward to a swift and clean resolution to whatever this is.
We ask that you not leave when you complete your work period today until you receive further instruction. And if you do find that we allow you to leave today, then we ask that you do not go anywhere but your home afterwards.
Sure. Um, is that don't leave the work compound or don't leave the immediate area of my office?
It is good of you to ask. It does mean do not leave the work compound.
Great.
Uh,
Thank you.
you will be, formally speaking, able to complete your work at the scheduled time, assuming that you are able to do everything on your docket for the day by that time.
Mm-hmm.
You will still be considered to be uh, at work as long as you are here, even once you have completed that. If other tasks arise that you are asked to do, you will be expected to do them as though you were under normal work hours.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Um, no, thank you. I was going to walk to the commissary. Um,
You are welcome to do that once your current work period is completed. My recommendation is that you Treat the rest of your work period as you would any work period.
Sounds good. I will endeavor to do so.
On a relevant note,
Mm-hmm.
I found you to be inspiring. Thank you for doing what needs to be done.
Um, I I don't think I did anything that anyone else finding themselves in my situation wouldn't have done, if that makes sense. I just did what anybody would have done if they had been in that situation. But thank you um, for your kind words.
Conglomerate above all.
Yes, indeed. Conglomerate above all. Yeah.
Uh, the the auditor leaves,
Mm-hmm.
and you are able to sit back at your desk. The
Mm-hmm.
auditor for Carol's desk leaves. Carol sits back at her desk. The auditor at Roberta's desk stays until the end of the work period. The rest of the auditors that you don't necessarily have specific view of, you don't know without
Mm-hmm.
checking. What do you do?
I work. Um,
Okay. Okay.
which
Which brings you to the end of the work period.
Well, I mean, ordinarily it does. We're sort of in an extended work period here, so I wasn't going to make that
Well,
assumption.
well, it brings you to the end of the work period, which means there is now another 2-minute hate.
Ah, yes.
And this 2-minute hate once again features Roberta.
Mm.
It is now a Roberta who is beaten and bloodied, who had clearly been tortured, who is seated in a chair, barely conscious, who is taking up the entire screen, and this time standing next to her
Hmm.
instead of like in front of her, right? In front of a screen of her. Staying next to her is Big Brother. Big Brother is circling the chair a bit as he speaks. And he says, "Today, a patriot taught all of us, even me, what it means to serve the conglomerate, what it means to be truly selfless, to understand that our family, all of you, the conglomerate, is above all and always comes first. We found during the course of an audit that just completed quite efficiently that this traitor here was funneling information to our ancient enemy, East Asia. If not for the swift action during our earlier 2-minute hate of this great patriot, who we all had the good fortune of having happen to be in the room with this traitorous subhuman scum, even we may have missed it. Our auditors are incredible, the best in the world. None better have ever existed than the auditors that we have now. And yet, East Asia, though it may be weak and small and less in every way than all of you, East Asia is wily. East Asia is tricky. East Asia can't be trusted. And neither can Roberta here as their agent. David Rossi, thank you for your service. War hero that you are, we commend you. Today is only possible because of you. And we are grateful that you have shown this great nation of ours what we need to do. He pulls a gun out of a holster at his side and he points it at the back of her head. And he says, "In the final moments of this traitor's life, we have all of your speakers activated. Tell her what you think of her now." And I need a conglomerate unity test.
Yeah, I think that I am just I am going to adapt to new situations and use a hope to cancel this test.
Okay.
I I will fail, and I'm staring at the screen. My eyes are open. My face is serious, but I am somewhere else in my head. Digging up stuff in the garden, just somewhere else.
In the spirit of this moment,
Yeah.
I will allow that interpretation. I do think it technically
Yeah.
means you succeed, but I don't think your character would.
Oh no,
Give
sorry.
himself
So
up.
when I said I am going to fail this test, that is why I am spending the hope to
Oh,
pass
to
the test.
succeed. I see what
Yes,
you're
and
saying.
I think
Perfect.
if I did not do this, I would
You
fail.
would
I would
fail.
fail.
You would
I would
fail
fail
for
this
sure.
test. Yeah, for
Perfect.
sure.
So as the hope drains from you,
Yeah,
and you dissociate into a place where you can succeed. You may not even be aware, if you agree, of
yeah,
what specifically you may say in that moment of dissociation as your
yeah,
face is stern and solid.
yeah.
And if you say nothing or close to nothing, that's
Mm,
fine. What does happen is you're staring at this screen, and it is as though Roberta is making eye contact with you through it.
mm-hmm,
As it comes to its climax, the 2 minutes, your face shows up as a picture in picture, not just for you, but in a way that you understand is visible to everyone.
mm-hmm,
And your 2 minutes hate, among all of those that you can tell have been playing simultaneously at her throughout this
mm-hmm.
process, is now visible to everyone. And at that climax, Big Brother pulls the trigger and shoots her in the back of the head, and she slumps over dead. And that is the end of your work period.
Mm-hmm.
Your image goes up full screen, and the voice of Big Brother says, "This is the face of Oceania. This is the face of patriotic duty. This is the face of a hero. May you all learn to be heroes like David Rossi." You are technically in your leisure phase now.
Mm-hmm.
You will not be punished because I'm not trying to do this outside of rules as written
Right. Yep.
for doing things that you can do during leisure simply because you're still at work.
Right.
Uh,
But I am physically in the building, but we have moved into the
if you wind down, I'm not going to count it as a thought crime. If
right.
you befriend somebody, I'm not going to count it as a thought crime.
Yeah.
But you are in the building. Yes.
Yep. Since we have not we have not been released, right?
Not yet.
Then we got three acts in the social phase, right?
No, 6 in this one, in the leisure
Six in
phase,
this one.
up to
Okay,
6. Yeah.
up to six.
And again you can like bunch them if you want
Yeah,
to into like a compound thing. It's fully up to you.
yeah. Um, I want to size up Carol and how see see what she thinks of me now, right? Because she has both seen the, for lack of a better term, the real me. I mean, she saw me stressing out and my hands shaking, and I don't know if she believed that line about low blood sugar. And now she has seen me, presented as a great hero of Oceania.
Formally speaking, your
Yeah,
hand does not have to still be shaking because you're not in the same scene. Just for
yeah, no,
clarity. So,
right, yes,
but I know what you mean.
yeah,
She saw it
yeah.
before,
She
but
saw it
just
before. Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
um,
Yeah. Do you are also still fully in control of your character? So I say
yeah,
that to say,
yeah,
as I endeavor to answer that question for you, which I assume is observed behavior, right?
yeah.
Uh, is your hand still shaking now?
No, no. I think the process of hiding reaction probably got rid of that as well during the 2 minutes hate.
Sure. Um, she is making an effort to react to you in ways that you can tell
Mm-hmm,
are self conscious. So, what I mean is,
mm-hmm,
whenever you look at her, she looks at you because she can feel your eyes on her as though you are a predator. Meaning
mm-hmm,
that thing that happens where even if you're not looking that direction, you can feel somebody's stare is clearly happening to her because every time you even glance accidentally in her
mm-hmm,
direction, she's suddenly looking at you too.
mm-hmm,
Um, the look on her face is one of I want to please you, meaning
mm-hmm,
I want to react to you the way you want me to react to you. Um, so it does depend past that to some degree what you are giving her in
mm-hmm.
terms of facial expressions or body language, anything you might say. So what are you doing?
Um, I am. I am being kind to her. I uh, I make a little bit of small talk about. Um, it's a good thing I didn't have any real plans for this evening anyway, and
Are
it's
you seeing someone
no,
or married? I'm sorry, I didn't see a ring.
no, not married, and I have not been fortunate enough to meet the right person yet.
There are conglomerate services that can allow you to remedy that.
Yeah, yeah, no, I've tried some of the matchmaking services in the universe. Just hasn't been in the cards yet.
I assume you will find yourself with a lot of options now.
Uh, yeah, I suppose so. Um, uh, Lucky me. That would be, I suppose, one of the next steps. Logical steps going forward. Uh,
Question above table. Are you
yeah,
trying to befriend Carol?
I believe you had just asked me,
Yeah.
am I trying to befriend Carol? And
Yes.
let's say yes.
Okay.
Uh,
I need a value test for
sure.
that. You will gain one love
Okay.
if successful, as well as be able to add Carol as a friend.
Right.
Carol, so that you know, would be a bureaucrat, same as you,
Yep.
because she works in the same
Yep.
space as you, so a bureaucrat level 1. Um, for the value test here, um, trying to think of which of these would actually be most relevant to the conversation. Feels a little bit like tell no lies again, in part because you're talking about the nature of not being in a relationship, and I don't know, is that accurate?
That
Like,
is
are
that
you
is
is the
that is
state
that is
beyond?
accurate. So, do I have to use personal values for a value test?
No, 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 no. It could be a conglomerate value if we feel that that fits better.
Well, because I think good think the believing the conglomerate propaganda. Right? She's just been
Sure.
told how goddamn wonderful I am, um,
Yeah.
and that may
Yeah.
overwhelm whatever her opinion of me is. So,
Okay. Yeah. I think that makes sense.
so
So good think is good or bad for you.
is good for me. So I have
So you
roll
roll over.
over guilt or sadness, which I
Mhm.
am unlikely to do. But I need a 5 or a 6. And I do not have a traumatic memory that will help with this. Uh, so, um, yes, I do not.
Would you like to take stress to succeed?
Sure, I will take a level of stress to
Uh,
succeed.
Perfect. Every act that you take past this until you take wind down, which you would still have to roll
Yep,
this on, but then afterwards you'd get rid of it,
yep,
will be a D10 for to see how you're managing your stress. But you succeed. You take one love, and you're able to add Carol, a bureaucrat, as a friend. My intention was that she be on the younger end of middle aged, but
okay, that's
it's
fine.
whatever you want it to be.
Super.
Yeah. Um, and now she is no longer like normally I would pass this off
Yeah,
to a resistance player. Anything else that happens in this scene with regard to her is now like a trusted character,
yeah.
a not a stranger.
Yep.
Um,
From here, I think sort of rolling two actions. I mean, as part of befriending Carol, I suggest let's that we go to. But since we can leave the space, but we can't leave the building, why don't we go down to the commissary and see if we can? Would you like to have dinner with me? And
right.
yeah,
She
yeah,
accepts absolutely. You see eagerness in her face, and you are able to go somewhere. I need a D10 for that.
for the go somewhere because
Yeah.
we've okay. Um,
I mean, you're in the same space, so
Right.
maybe not. We can count it for the
And,
next thing and
and
bundle it
and we have
together.
created the commissary already.
Right, it's already been
Right. Yeah.
created. That's what's that's the thing
Right.
I was mentioning before. That's a little tricky,
Yeah.
but it's fine. It sounds like you didn't get a one anyway,
No,
right?
I did not. I
Yeah,
got a 3.
so it's a moot point.
All right.
Um, Once you're there,
Yes.
do you have an intent to do deep connection or do extroverted romance affection or anything?
No, I think this is just wind down at this point. It's been a long day.
Okay. Perfect. So as you wind down, you are able to do that and mark your stress back down to 1. But
Right.
before you do, you have technically taken this action. So I do need a D10
Yep.
for that.
Yes. No. No problem. 9. So.
Okay. Perfect. So you're all good. After you are done winding down,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you and Carol are released. The rehabilitation officer who comes
Mm-hmm.
to let you know is not the auditor who you
Mm-hmm.
met earlier. Does not even reference the auditor who you met
Mm-hmm.
earlier, but does release you all. Carol does say it's been a pleasure, and takes off, unless there's anything about the interaction that you want to discuss or play out.
No, um, David is divided about what he wants to have happen here. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, and being divided, decides that that doing nothing is probably the best action since he is divided, and just you know lets her go. Um,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, So it's not going to cost you anything to get home now,
mhm.
especially given that like I sequestered you in
Right.
this place. You will be able to go home. We will enter the sleep phase. Um, Let me look over here. 1 second.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you are brought in for interrogation, and uh, we can play that out third person or first person, or a mix of both, whatever you prefer. This is the interrogation procedure. So when you arrive home,
Hmm.
Otto is already there,
Hmm.
and so are a couple of rehabilitation officers, including the one that released you,
Hmm.
beat you home. You're not sure how. Uh, Otto looks at you, afraid.
Hmm.
Uh, the rehabilitation officer, who isn't the one
Hmm.
who spoke to you, tells you, um, "Are you ready?"
I am. Let's go.
Black bag over the head once you get outside, and you don't know where you're taken to. You come to in room 101 because you seem to have gone to sleep somewhere in that
Mm.
transit. You don't remember going to sleep. And seated in front of you, conducting your interrogation, is Roberta.
Hmm.
Do you know why you're here?
No. Yes.
We found. Why are you here?
I'm here because I'm being considered for a promotion, and that's a very serious matter. And you need to make absolutely sure that you are making the right decision before giving me more authority.
Her face flickers. We have seen that you have identified potential areas for improvement in the conglomerate. You have shown initiative, an instinct that shows leadership potential. We need to understand if that leadership potential can lead to treasonous acts, or if you can be trusted. Can you be trusted?
anyone can be forced or manipulated or can find themselves thinking treasonous thoughts in the wrong circumstances. I believe that I have spent more time in the wrong circumstances than most. And when I returned from them, the conglomerate, in its wisdom, saw fit to put me in the position that I am in now. So certainly they think I can be trusted, and who am I to disagree with them?
Above table,
Yeah,
I'm not using a note in this interrogation,
right.
and I do have suspicion points left after it.
Mm-hmm.
I need 3 corporate values tests.
Okay.
So that you understand clearly,
Mm-hmm.
to reiterate, and for the audience, if you fail any of them, and if you fail any of them, you have 3 choices per failure. You are vaporized if you do nothing. You can sell one person out, take an injury note, and succeed. Or you can spend a love point, take an injury note, and succeed. How much love do you have?
Quite a bit.
Okay.
6.
Okay. Do you have anything to report that you have not shared with us yet? And this is going to be Conglomerate Unity, please.
Conglomerate unity is good, and I need to roll over fear or anger, and it is going to be, it's the same number, and I can only use anger if it's a bad quality. So I will try and roll over my anger. So I need a 5 or a 6.
Okay.
And I fail with a 3. And I will spend a point of love to reroll.
You will take a minor injury,
Okay.
which will increase your stress permanently by 1 until you get that injury treated. To get it treated formally,
Yeah.
you need to have insurance for minor injuries.
Mm-hmm.
You will not have insurance for minor injuries unless you are a bureaucrat level 4, like level 2, meaning trust 4 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you have to wait until it becomes a major injury, which would take about 4 additional in-game days.
Yeah.
And then you can go get treated.
There is, looking at the character sheet, there's not a place to put injuries.
Yeah, I know. You can
I'll mark it.
Second stress, and then note
Yeah.
there separately for you that you have a minor injury.
Yeah.
We can discuss after this what the nature of that injury is. I'd argue possibly something either self-inflicted or otherwise that you get through this moment and turn a failure into a success. Selflessness is going to be next, as she asks. I see. I think the cat knows you need the support.
The moral support. Yeah, that's not the moral
Yeah.
support cat. That's the murderer. But yes,
That's the murder. So you are able to roll your selflessness check now, as she asks, conglomerate above all.
So that is despair or apathy, and I need to roll under them. So I will choose apathy. And with apathy, I think my response is, yeah, I mean, of course. What else would it be? And I succeed on the roll with a 1.
Which does, the other success did have to pump up one of your shadow emotions.
Yes.
So does this one.
Yes.
It increase fear or sadness in this case.
Yeah, I will increase my sadness.
And then, setting the stage for your good think roll, she says, with this additional responsibility, you understand that your failure to find an appropriate pairing will no longer be tolerated. You understand why. It is important that you be a good example to the community. And how could you be a good example to the community if you can't even take care of your own home? You will be expected to find a suitable partner and prepare a family.
Yeah, it's a failing on my part, for which I apologize, and I am taking steps to remedy it. And I will roll guilt, and I will succeed with a 5. So I will
With that,
increase my
yes.
anger. So, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at, so I increase my anger or fear, and I'll increase my anger.
Okay. With that, you succeed. You are allowed to stand. You see that this image of Roberta flickers and disappears in front of you. And the door slides open. And no one enters.
I leave.
Please add 1 hope and 1 trust. That on its own does allow you to be promoted to bureaucrat level 4. Bureaucrat level 2, which is commensurate with trust 4. Or you're able to take a class act if you don't want to take that promotion. I will say, as a part of the sleep phase for promotions and demotions, there are a couple of other things that I want you to have as information.
All right.
One is you got recognition.
Yeah.
You are recommended by Charles for a promotion.
This is the second.
So you have an additional trust point, which means that you have 5.
Oh.
Which means that you could immediately become a conglomerate officer.
Wow.
That is one thing. The others that I might want to share. Actually, that's the only thing. That's it. So, what would you like to do?
I would like to spend 1 of the trust points. Let me take a quick look and see which order I want to do this in. Whether I'm going to take an additional bureaucrat 1 act.
So the promotion allows you to take a class act, by the way.
Right. Understood.
So the promotion itself allows you to do that.
Right.
Just so you know.
Right. The promotion allows me to take. So what I'm and this is I'm just gaming it out.
Sure.
So I am given a trust point, which could promote me to 2, bureaucrat 2, or I could spend it on a bureaucrat 1 class act.
Right.
Exactly. And then I'm given another trust point, which would promote me to bureaucrat 2. I get a bureaucrat 2 trust point, or I could.
Yeah, basically you get 1 and 1, or you're thinking, am I getting 1 and 1, or am I going to get 2 at the top?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And I already have cover tracks. So I'm going to move up to nope. I'm going to take poison someone for bureaucrat level 1 as a class act. And then when I move up to bureaucrat level 2 officer, I am going to take acquire inventory as my new class act.
Okay. That makes sense. Fantastic. That brings us to the end of the session, which does bring us to our post-game debrief. Are you comfortable doing this on recording?
Mostly, I may request that we stop at some point. Stop the recording, not stop the.
Yeah.
If
you're also
all
under no obligation. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
You're also under no obligation not only to do any of this on recording. You're not under any obligation
to do any of this. No, absolutely. And I am here freely and of my own will. I enthusiastically consent. I think that the de-rolling would be very nice. There just may be some stuff that I want to talk about on camera.
Yeah, super fair.
Yeah.
Step 1.
Yeah.
We don't have to just do these, but the ones that I've typically been doing have been something about your character that you admire and would like to take with you, something about your character that you dislike and would like to leave behind.
Sure. I mean, David is playing the long game. I mean, he is a resistance character. He wants to do whatever he can to bring down Big Brother and the Conglomerate, but he knows that he can't do that as a mid-level bureaucrat. So he is trying to lay the groundwork for to be in the most effective position that he can be. So that's admirable. He does have a real temper, and it's not my favorite quality of his or mine.
Yeah. It's such a hard thing for me to answer these questions on my side, given what I'm doing,
right?
Because I end up repeating myself a lot, as what I've found so far. Is essentially I end up saying, I like that I'm efficient. I want to be efficient in other things and effective in other things that I do. And I want to leave everything the fuck else behind.
Yeah, right.
Leave everything behind.
Right.
So it's hard to get more specific than that. And I don't want it to feel like a cop-out.
Yeah.
If it's okay.
Yeah.
I might pick another couple of the example questions for me, both so that we can show them for this section.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, please go right ahead.
And also you're welcome to ask me stuff, right? So A, it doesn't have to be example questions.
Right. Oh,
B, if you look at the text that I sent you of the full game,
right.
you can look under chapter 8 post game debrief and you can see the whole pick list, right?
Yep.
So like you're supposed to start by reflecting on your character's experiences and emotions during the game, and then take turns asking questions to help separate yourselves from the characters.
Yep.
The other examples, other than these ones that I've been relying on, because honestly the sessions go kind of long, we haven't had a lot of time to pick stuff, and this process is wonderfully laid out, can take a while,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
The other examples are: who did you play during the game? Share your perspective on the character or characters you portrayed. Who are you in real life? Share something about yourself that you feel is central to your identity. Think about one thing you're looking forward to doing outside the game. What is it?
I think
Think about the setting.
I think I asked you that last time.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah. And I would give the same answer. I want to go hang out with my daughter.
Okay.
Right.
Well, good.
Yeah. Think about the setting and society your character inhabits. How does it differ? Yeah, you asked me that one too.
Yeah.
Consider the moral frameworks or beliefs of your character, etc. Are there one or two here that you want to ask me?
Right. I mean, it's tough because, as you say, right, some of these are like, think about a decision that your character made during the game. Well, you had sort of multiple characters. I mean, I suppose
Right.
as do we all, but sure. Let's think about a decision your character made during the game that you wouldn't agree with, I assume, as a player. How did you approach role playing that decision? Right. I mean, you've got to do all sorts of awful stuff. So,
well, I mean, there I'll even just say Big Brother writ large, right?
Right. Yeah.
But specifically, let's say, let's make it more interesting. Let's make it me talking about both Charles and Carol, right? Because the auditor is a little bit also more nebulous for you, right? And what have you. But Charles and Carol, I played trusted characters. So it's almost easier for me to answer that from that side of things.
Sure.
I don't know that I really disagree with anything that I did as Carol, right? I don't know that disagrees the word that I would say. Carol was mostly functioning from a place of fear. Right.
Yeah.
And in that, I don't think that I disagreed with what she did exactly. What I will say is, in an environment like this, somebody coming from a fearful place, there's a degree to which that survival instinct can lead to some entrapping behavior, right? Potentially. And I would like to think I would not do that. Right? It's not something I would want to do.
Yeah.
I put it like that because when the rubber hits the road, right? Like you only know when you know.
Yep.
So I'm not out here pretending I'm better than Carol.
Right.
But I would like to be.
Yeah. Right. Sure.
Right. I'd like to be.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing with David, where my intention, honestly, with David was, which I'm perfectly happy talking about since I was playing a trusted character, right?
Charles, you mean?
Sorry, Charles, with Charles.
Right.
I'm sorry that
That's
I did that. I almost did it a second ago, too, when I said Charles's name. When I was playing Charles, since this is a trusted character, doing this normally, somebody who's playing the trusted character would have every ability to say this, right? So I think it's fine for me to say it. I'm just making that distinction, not just for you, but for the people watching. Because as the Big Brother player, if I'm playing a stranger, I should not be talking about like internal motivation for that character in a way that you all would not know. But as a trusted character player, I absolutely can. Because you're all on the same side. You're building those characters together, right? My intention with Charles was that he was trying to get across to David, I think we can really be on the same side here, right? Not necessarily in like a big ideological way. I haven't made a decision in my portrayal of Charles, how much Charles is like embracing his deviation, right? Or his more complex thoughts, as frankly everyone has, right, about the conglomerate. but he did get a good sense off of you, and partially due to self-interest, and partially maybe due to something a little more idealistic, found, and also just looking for human connection, right? Did genuinely, like, didn't want to get you in trouble, wasn't like out there scheming. Do you know what I mean? And was careful about what he said, trying to have a coded conversation with meaning
Yep.
with somebody who's virtually a stranger, which
Yeah.
is very difficult to do.
Sure. Right.
Right. But that's why when we talked about whether or not it was a deep connection,
Yes.
I came down on the side of yes, even though it felt a little bit more superficial to you, because, like, for my vote, right?
Right.
Because his intention was that. Now, whether it was accurately that or like effectively that, right? Could still be debated, right? And if you felt strongly enough, hey, it didn't feel like a deep connection to me, that would kill it regardless of his intention, right? But that was what he did there. And I actually kind of do think that that is something that I might do under these kinds of circumstances, where I would take a risk to try to communicate something real while also being protective of the person I'm talking about.
Sure.
By trying to shape the conversation in a way that will encourage them to communicate in ways that will not get them in trouble. So I did a different species of that, a different manifestation of that with Otto. And the Otto conversation, from my perspective, was intended to be not just Otto covering for David physically, but and taking David out somewhere where he thought that he would be able to self-soothe and come back to himself, knowing that he just saw something that would easily trigger his PTSD, right? But actually, and we happened into it in a way that I'm only really fully realizing now as we're talking about it, and that's one of the things I love about this generative system. As a clear contrast to what we did later with Charles. There was enough, even though we haven't seen a lot, like the screen time has been virtually the same.
Right,
between those two characters. The understood level of existing trust and intimacy with Otto made that, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but it felt to me on my side, made that much clearer.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
That was what was happening versus what was happening with Charles.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
even though they were both doing a version of the same thing.
Right. Sure.
Otto with a lot more firm grounding for it. Like David taking the risk with somebody he barely knows. Like, you could be thoughtful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I as a player, so above table, it was clear to me that what the conversation with Otto was, as well as it was also clear to David. The conversation with Charles, I think, was both ambiguous to me as a player, and also to David.
So some of that was probably just in the performance, right? Some of that is from I'm the big brother player. And even if I say I'm playing this as the trusted character, you're still seeing me. Dress like this, do this.
Maybe. I mean, I think some of it is just somewhere in the back of my head. Otto is family, right? I mean, so and I'm just more inclined to trust what he says and does.
Well, and I think that's very real.
Yeah, right.
Like, I think what you did with that creative decision and listening to your instincts, A, your instincts were good, and B, it was a great creative choice, because if David had been too quick to judge, like to trust what Charles was doing without questioning it, I think David would at least be a different character.
Yes, certainly.
Than who you've been showing him to be, right? Yeah, I thought that was really, really well done.
Thank you.
Are you okay with going to step 2?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So the way step 2 is structured is called share your feelings. First priority is burning desire. Does anybody have something, meaning do you have something you immediately want to get off your chest? For example, I really need to talk about my sister's death scene. Can I go first?
How rigid are we in the order that these things want to be done?
No, not terribly. I mean,
Okay.
if you do you mean jumping to good memories or do you mean jumping to intense
I
moment?
mean,
Because the intense moment can
I
also
mean,
be the burning.
jumping to good memories, because I,
Okay.
I would be happy to talk about the burning desire and intense moment stuff. I think is stuff I want to leave off camera. Um,
Yeah, then let's do it.
okay.
The way that we would do that, just so people
Yeah.
watching know, like rules is written on the derolling process,
Yeah.
is you just opt out of doing that, right?
Right.
And you and I can come back and talk about
Sure.
it off camera. And then good memories, example questions. What was your favorite moment from the game and why? Was there a particular scene or interaction that stood out to you as especially fun or memorable? And I want to make sure that that or is doing the work it needs to be
Yeah.
doing,
Right.
because there's definitely some stuff in here that is memorable.
Yeah.
It is not fun.
Yeah.
Right. What are you proud of accomplishing during the game?
Yeah.
It's any of them. As
Right.
many of them as you
Sure.
want to answer. You don't have to answer any.
Well, I mean, so especially fun. I mean, we just talked at length about the conversation with Otto, and I think that was in what turned out to be a fairly dark session. That was a very nice, bright moment and a sort of a good way to start. Both it gave me energy, but also I think like it gave us a point of contrast, right? Otto is supportive. We were literally sitting out in the sunlight. We were right. We were speaking our love language, and so that was all very enjoyable, supportive. I mean, all of those things. So let's go with fun. Also, particularly, I got to use the phrase we water what grows, right? Or
Yeah, I loved that you did that. What
yeah,
we water
what we
grows.
water grows.
It was a great meta moment. It was a great meta
Yes,
moment for me.
yes,
It made me very happy.
yes. I know it is a favorite phrase of yours. So
It is. It is.
but
Yeah. I really appreciate it. It felt like a nice little like diegesis means like meets the non-diegetic
yeah,
world of resistance,
yeah,
right? It was like a trans-dimensional resistance
yeah,
moment that made me very
yeah.
happy.
Right,
Uh,
little Easter egg. So
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Thank you for that.
yeah,
Yeah, I think look, in terms of especially fun, definitely the
yeah,
auto one for me
sure.
too. For the same set of reasons. I do want to note
Mm,
that all the toughest stuff in this session deserves to be highlighted as an accomplishment for you and as memorable,
mhm,
because I think the way that you handled the first 2 minute hate, the way you handled the second 2 minute hate, the way that you handled these difficult conversations with all of these individual people. There, I'll even say the conversation with Charles, but
yeah.
and the conversation with Carol,
Hmm.
right? Uh, but there, like also where you befriended her, but also the conversation with the auditor, right?
Hmm.
For example, the interrogation itself, the way that you navigated that, all of them exceptionally memorable. Your character went through a very one of the things we talk about with this game is like, why is this story about these characters? Well, because this is an important day in their lives,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
This very much not only solidified why this is an important day in
Hmm.
David's life, why the day before was an important day in
Sure.
David's life. Because
Right.
the day
Yeah.
before was more slice of lifey, relatively speaking.
Right.
Did get an opportunity to get a promotion that David didn't take,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Um, that was based off of what David did with regard to Roberta.
Hmm.
and we were able to build on that solidly
Yeah.
today. Even the moment, the tough moment, the first tough moment prior to that nice scene with Otto,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Yeah.
The reaction to the morning
Yeah.
news. Um, all of that was so honest and authentic and moving and well thought through. You handled it all with exceptional grace and talent. It was great.
Thank you.
And yeah, and like I said, memorable.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I would like to highlight all of
Thank
those
you.
for that, because you really took us on a journey
Thank you.
today with your character that could not have been easy to do and was really stunning work. So thank you for
Thank you.
that, Alex.
I also I want to acknowledge and sort of reassure you and also anybody out there what you did today, particularly, but I've seen you do it before, is sort of hold space for the darkness, and say like this is the world, this is the situation, but in no way did I feel pressured to go in a certain way for either for storytelling or for meta reasons, and I didn't feel like all of the difficult choices that I made um, were made willingly. And in a, I mean, though the world of Oceania is not safe, the world of this game is. And that's what allows me, to be out there on the high wire, is the fact that I know that if ever something comes up and I want to say, nope, we're not doing this, that you've got my back. So it's
Absolutely.
yeah,
No, I mean, without
yeah,
hesitation or question, because you don't know. No is a complete sentence, and
yeah,
you don't owe me or anybody else any explanations. And I don't just say that to you now. I'm saying it very clearly for those of you watching this,
yeah,
to keep that in mind for your own games, not just Oceania, but in general, right? That is a good place to be
yeah,
in terms of what you do, and it allows us to do the difficult work that you've seen us do here today.
yeah,
If you want to do something like this, you have to take safety steps like
yeah,
that. You have to be that serious about it. Otherwise, you cannot possibly do this kind of work in any way that I would ever suggest or
yeah,
endorse, right? Like, it has to be that.
yeah.
And thank you, Alex, for saying
Of
that. Like,
course.
it means a lot to me.
Of course. I also, if I can add on to what you've just said, it is really easy with the world of Oceania to say this is a difficult game. We need to be really conscious of safety measures. I mean, I don't mean that safety measures are easy, but I mean it's keeping it front of mind in this situation is pretty simple. But right, people can have bad reactions, can be triggered, can be upset, can be right by in anything in any situation. And the thing about role playing is the role playing world, you never know what you're gonna run into. So if you're playing some cozy little tea party game with woodland creatures, you can. I mean, it can be a minefield for someone. Anything you just don't know. So safety
Yeah.
measures are. I mean, they need to be front of mind even when the world is not a dark and dangerous place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
right. It can surprise you. And it's also okay, like, enthusiastic consent has to be present at all times,
Yes.
meaning nothing's a blank check.
Yeah.
So, like, you can think that you're okay with something going into it, and then you realize,
Yeah.
even, oh no, I'm not actually.
Right.
And that is okay, and not only okay, but should be encouraged at the table to be like, hey, feel free to share that.
Yeah.
If you discovered that, better that we want to know, right? Like better that we all know that, so that we can together do something about it.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is we need to do. Stop down, talk about it, pivot what we're doing, take a break, stop for the day. All things are on the table. The people involved in this are far more important than the game we're playing or the story we're telling. Every single time, no exception, no hesitation.
And I know that I've said to you off camera, like, bring it on. Like I've got skin like a rhino. I have no problems. You know, blah 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 blah. All of which is true, but they are meaningless if I don't also know that the person at the other end of the conversation, if we hit that point where I need to say no or want to say no, that means something, right? So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The last step, which does not need to happen on camera, that is recommended here, is write a note. Instead of writing the note as if it were from an in-game character to another in-game character, consider what you would write on a hidden note to give a future finder a glimmer of hope and connection.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I might consider doing, if you want to do this, so does not have to be a part of this process, but if you want to do it and you also want this to be used in this way, I might consider letting that note actually exist in the campaign, essentially for free.
Right.
Meaning like without having to do the in-game action to hide it.
Right.
Because you're doing this unusual way of playing that's siloed like this.
Yeah.
That if you want, you can essentially write a note. We can decide where it is, right? So there's a hidden cache, and I'll have to figure out how to navigate the fact that, like, at a meta level, they don't know where that cache is, and they're not supposed to look for it.
Right.
But I'll figure something out for that.
Yeah.
And then it can exist as a narrative truth that can exist in the space of the game, and or as if your player character dies. As something that can be a source of hope, because it can, if it's written by a character who dies, it gives to hope.
Yep.
So consider that. If not, don't worry about it, because this is not actually engineered to be a part of the game.
Understood.
It's supposed to be separate.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say, like, as an extra thank you for doing this, and like way to continue, because everything you do here impacts the meta, like, world of, it's a shared world.
Sure. Right. Yeah. Right? Well, I mean, and everything they do affects me.
Impacts you.
Right.
Too.
So.
Yeah, because you had a bunch of extra banned words today since the last time we played because of their stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody else in the main campaign. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
What you do impacts Alex also.
Well, Prisoner's Dilemma is real, everybody. So.
It's fair. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you, everybody watching. I'm going to turn off the camera now so we can have, like, the recording, so we can have the rest of our discussion. But have a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.